Alright, so chat, today we are about to be reacting to characters that had valid reasons. Chat, we fried, bro. Characters that had valid reasons to crash out, part 3 by Beaksy. Beaksy. I don't know how to pronounce it, bro. However you pronounce it, bro. If y'all fuck with buddy, you feel me? Go sub. If y'all aren't already sub up. Alrighty.
Aloha, my niggas. Today, we are back with the third episode of characters that had valid reasons to crash out. But today, we got a special episode. This episode is dedicated to the ladies. All the crash outs in this video are female characters. Because it's a lot of girl characters that go through some major bullshit that we never really talk about. And if this is your first time watching this series, there are 3 categories that each crash out can fall into: reasonable, justified, or understandable. I'd also recommend watching my first 2 crash out videos so you can get acclimated. Besides that, y'all know the drill. Sit back, relax, put your Disney Plus login credentials in the comments, and get ready for a show. Narrated by yours truly. Let's get into our first crash out.
You're going to clean this place until it looks better than when you arrived. Then you will leave and never come back.
Nicole Watterson is a character from a show called The Amazing World of Gumball. And within this show, Nicole has the unfortunate task of watching over her very dysfunctional family. She has a fat-ass bum as a husband named Richard.
Go get a job! J-O-B ass, go get a job!
She has 2 crazy-ass sons, Gumball and Darwin, and a crazy, sometimes evil daughter, Anais. And to be honest, most of her crash outs are because of something that one of these 4 people have done or gotten themselves into. So let's get into some of her mini crash outs. So in this episode, the Watterson family is going grocery shopping. And while they are walking in the aisles, the kids start annoying Nicole because they want some snacks.
Instead of bread, can we have chocolate bread? No.
And this causes not only the kids to start crying, but also Richard's ass starts crying too. So Nicole sends them all back to the car so they can wait until she's done shopping. But then they re-enter the store and Gumball puts a bounty on his mom's head. He gets on the intercom and says, "The first nigga to tackle the blue lady in aisle 3 gets a lifetime supply of jelly beans," which caused her to get chased down and tackled. But then her husband comes and starts throwing people off of her. And I'm thinking he's trying to save her, but the whole time, he just wanted to be the first one to get the prize.
If anyone should win those Huggy Bites, it's me!
I swear, I would have divorced this nigga right here in the middle of this fictional Walmart candy aisle. So the kids get sent back to the car, and this time Richard's ass got sent back too. So then Gumball comes up with the plan to make his dad stand up to Nicole so that they can get whatever they want. And up until this point, Richard has never once stood up to Nicole, which makes sense. If my wife could turn into this, I would be a good little boy and shut my ass up too. So after getting pumped up to go confront Nicole, Richard takes off his shirt, sucks in his gut, gets a temporary boob job, and then goes to talk to Nicole. So he goes to talk to her, and just with a minor head turn and a glance, she sends a shockwave through the entire aisle, pushing everything off of the shelves. She also ended up reverting Richard back to his base form. So now it's back to the car for the kids and Richard's dumbass. Then a worker offers her a massage and Nicole agrees. And I don't know who this worker was, but she ended up breaking Nicole's spine and then just running away. But while she was laying there unable to move, her kids came back inside and painted her entire face just because they couldn't get any candy. So then Richard comes up with the plan to eat the candy in the store since Nicole won't let them buy any.
Where was, and no one will ever know.
Broke nigga alert. Broke nigga.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
And this results in the entire family being caught for shoplifting by one of the workers. And Richard has the audacity to ask,
Does that mean we can get a candy bar?
and this was the final straw for Nicole. She held it together very good up until this point. So Nicole starts chasing them throughout the store, and slowly the kids start realizing that she isn't after them, she's after Richard. But then Nicole runs into the worker and he pulls a taser out to shoot her. But in her current state, that don't work.
There's no way out of this one. You're done.
She pulls him in, looks him in his eyes, and his soul leaves his entire body. The dude didn't even have any bones after that death stare. He's just sitting there like a melted ice cream cone. So now she's still hunting for Richard, and he is scared to death right now. But then Gumball pops up with the assist and pours soda on the ground, causing Nicole to go flying into the shelves. Then they trap her in the aisle with saran wrap. But then she breaks out the trap with laser vision. And with the amount of abilities Nicole has shown just in this episode, she might be one of the strongest characters of all time when she's angry. But then she sees her reflection and calms down.
So sorry.
And to me, this was one of her most valid crash outs. She was just going to spend some quality time with her family shopping, but then ended up getting a bounty put on her head by her own son, then tackled by multiple fat people, then her husband tackled her. Then her husband pulls up with his shirt off in the middle of the store. She gets her back broken. She got her face painted terribly, and then her husband tried to make her kids shoplift. I can't think of a more valid time to crash out. Also, the guy's soul that she took is okay. Well, kinda. He's alive, but he's like 40 years older. But I think living with this family, I would be crashing out too. But not all of her crash outs are because of her family. So let's get into her next crash out.
Pick you up at the mall at 6.
So in this episode, Nicole runs into one of her old friends named Yuki. And Yuki is trying to run the fade on sight. But Nicole is a mom now and she's not really trying to fight. So when Nicole pulls up to pick up the kids, we see her car has been beaten up pretty bad. And the person who did this was Yuki. And surprisingly, Nicole doesn't tweak out. She still remains calm and she drives off to the grocery store. And I'm not exactly sure why they let Nicole's ass back into the store after what happened in the previous crash out, but that's not what this video is about. But then Yuki pulls up in the same aisle they are shopping in, and she starts flirting with Richard right in front of Nicole.
Oh, Richard, you always were so funny and doughy.
Then she does the wildest thing I've ever seen. She lifts up one leg to stop Richard from walking away. Then she puts the other leg up and fully busts it open in the middle of this Walmart.
He's a freaky ass nigga.
In front of Nicole, the kids, and whoever else is in the store. But Nicole still refuses to fight her, so she just walks off. But this is where Yuki really starts to get disrespectful. The next day, Yuki is at Nicole's job in her seat, and she makes Nicole work from this tiny little cubicle in the corner. Then Nicole tries to make her lunch, and Yuki pours mayo all over it. Then she puts paper on the sandwich too.
I'm sorry. No. There's one thing y'all know about me. I don't play with the mayo. You do that with me. If I'm making some lunch, you put some shooter in GTA. Shooter in GTA, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Alright, bro. Not even, bro. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Come on, gang. That's not okay.
And now Nicole is being forced to work from a filing cabinet. She tries to get coffee, and Yuki ruins that too. She tries to open up her locker, and Yuki put gum all in her locker. Now Nicole is literally having to hide from Yuki in the vents of the office. And Yuki pulls the plug on her computer, making it turn off. And I gotta give it to Nicole right now. She is showing levels of patience I could never achieve. But Yuki isn't done rage baiting just yet. She gets on the elevator and starts opening and closing it as soon as Nicole tries to get on. And by the way, all this is happening on the same day. When I first saw this, I thought this was multiple days. But Nicole got rage baited this many times in the span of a few hours. Then she goes home, and just when she thought she was done with Yuki, there was a fire in the middle of her yard spelling out coward. So the next day at school, the kids find out that Nicole and Yuki used to train together for martial arts when they were younger. But during that time, Nicole ended up beating Yuki in their final match. And now Yuki has come back for revenge. Then Yuki sends a letter to Nicole saying that if she doesn't fight, she will take her house and her job.
If you body me, you can take the money. Right now. I hate you, nigga. Let's die. Right now. Pull up.
And this finally puts Nicole in full crash out mode. So she pulls up on Yuki ready for the fade. And they get to boxing and destroying the entire school gym. And Nicole was trying to take Yuki's life. Look at the impact on this punch. I'm also not sure why they chose the school gym for the fighting stage, but Nicole ends up getting the upper hand. And in their final clash, she ends up winning. They do end up making up after this, which I definitely wouldn't have, but after everything Nicole went through with Yuki, I don't blame her for crashing out and finally going to fight her. Yuki is lucky that Nicole didn't completely erase her soul. So overall, I think I'd have to put Nicole into the understandable slot, because I don't agree with her taking random.
I'm gonna log in, I'm gonna get the notebook, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna be like,
people's souls, but I think that if I had to live with these 4 people as well as just live in the amazing world of Gumball, I would be crashing out very frequently. But for this next crash out segment, I brought a special guest. Y'all seen her in the Superman video, y'all seen her in the Conquest video, and now my girlfriend is back with her first segment in the Valid Crash Out series.
Hey guys, I don't really have an introduction, so let's just jump into our next crash out.
You said you wanted to tell me months ago, but you're still not telling me now. No, I don't trust you. Not anymore. You broke that.
Debbie is from a comic book and show called Invincible. And Debbie is a special case in terms of being a valid crash out, because unlike most of the other characters he's talked about in this series, when she crashes out, she doesn't really hurt anyone, scream, or cause too much destruction. It's more of an emotional crash out internally, but I do think that she had every right to crash out whenever she did, because as you're about to see, this woman right here is going to need a lifelong membership for therapy. So let's get into it. So when we first see Debbie on the series, she seems like a normal mom and wife. Her household consists of Mark, her son, and Nolan, her husband. But we soon find out that her husband, known as Omni-Man, is one of the superheroes that helps protect Earth alongside a group called the Guardians of the Globe. But one night, someone goes to their HQ and kills them all. And this person was Omni-Man. And at first, no one knows it was him, but as time goes on, Debbie starts to realize how much she doesn't know about her own husband. Which is pretty concerning since they've been together for 20 years. But Nolan uses some Viltrumite Riz technique and manages to win Debbie over. But a man named Cecil, who is the director of the Global Defense Force, realizes that Nolan is the one who killed the Guardian.
I knew it! I knew it!
But since Nolan is the strongest thing on Earth, Cecil has to wait before he can do anything. But then Debbie starts to find some suspicious stuff in their house, and finds his Omni suit is bloody.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
That's weird.
So Debbie went to see the person who made Omni-Man's suit, and he confirms that Nolan was the one who killed the Guardians. So this is already a pretty big thing for her to digest. Her amazing superhero husband for 20 years ended up being the culprit behind the murder of Earth's protectors. She also confronts Nolan, and this is the first crash out she actually does.
Why did you do it?
I didn't do anything.
Don't lie to me! I know you killed them, Nolan.
Fuck you, Nolan.
And when I first seen this, I was like, yeah, Nolan, what she said. We trusted you, Omni-Man. How could you? But then I realized it was just a show and I was probably being over dramatic. But Nolan brushes her off and walks away. And I think the fact that she only threw that bottle and cussed him out was very light. The patience and emotional control she has is really phenomenal. I think that's one thing that all of these characters we are talking about today do a very good job of. Then the next day, Debbie is back on his case again. She's pressing Nolan to get him to tell her the truth about why he did all this. But he's still not really saying too much, so she has another very valid and very controlled crash out. And she tells him,
Get out of my house.
You don't mean that.
Get out of my house!
And then he just flies through the roof.
Is this nigga serious?
I don't really know how she's keeping all her anger under control right now. If I just got into an argument with my murderer husband, then my husband blew me off and flew through my ceiling, I would probably just start banging my head on the nearest wall out of pure anger. But then Cecil brings Debbie to the HQ so she can be safe. And since Mark now has his powers, he goes to talk with his dad about what's been going on. And turns out that Nolan was sent here from another planet to conquer Earth. And he's trying to recruit Mark to help him with this mission. But Mark doesn't want to hurt the people of Earth. And then they start fighting. And Debbie has to watch all of this happen live on a giant TV. And not only does she see her husband beating the crap out of her teenage son, but while they are fighting, Mark asks Omni-Man if Debbie's life is worthless. And she hears her husband say this.
In the grand scheme of things, yes.
And this immediately causes her to have another emotional breakdown. And during this fight, Nolan also said,
I do love your mother, but she's more like a pet.
What did he say?
And he didn't even specify what kind of pet. I was hoping for Debbie's sake, he meant like a nice cute dog or something. But for all we know, she could be like a goldfish to him. So after the fight, Omni-Man flies off Earth and Mark is left looking like that fish with the glass bones from SpongeBob. And she was really going through it after all this. No matter what she did, she couldn't stop thinking or crashing out over what Nolan said about her. And the final crash out I want to talk about is another somewhat controlled yet very valid emotional crash out she had. After all this, she starts drinking a lot of wine, which I can understand. If this happened to me, I'd be looking for wine, crack, mushrooms, and probably some meth, just to forget about all of this. But when she goes to get a wine glass, the door won't close, so she does this.
Fuck you, motherfucker!
And I think it's pretty obvious who she was talking to while crashing out. It was Nolan.
Fuck you!
And once again, I think this is very valid. So I'm gonna put her in the reasonable spot. I think due to her circumstances of having to go through 20 years of marriage, for it all to end, your husband being a murderer and a liar, seeing your husband beat the crap out of your son, being called a pet on live TV, and then your husband just leaves would make anyone crash out. And in my opinion, she didn't crash out enough, but I give her credit for being as under control as she was in these moments during her crash outs. I can honestly say she's a better person than me. I don't know if it would have worked, but I would have tried to give Omni-Man testicular torsion after going through all this. And even after Nolan leaves, she is still reminded of him, because Nolan actually ends up having another baby with another woman. And then, Mark brings that baby to their house.
Hell no, man. But wait! There's more!
And Debbie actually raises the baby like it's her own.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I wouldn't want anything to do with Nolan's baby. That baby would have been thrown out the window as soon as I found out who the father was. Did I take it too far?
You need to leave!
Alright, I'm sorry. Let's just get into the next crash out.
Nobody move!
It's easy!
So before I start this one, I want to give y'all some context on why I chose Chi-Chi for this video. So a couple months back, when I dropped my Terrible Parents video, a lot of you guys were commenting that Chi-Chi should be added to the Terrible Parents list. And then I dropped the Terrible Girlfriends list, and y'all said she should be on that list too. And the main comment I got about Chi-Chi from both of these videos was that she should be added because she is always crashing out and always constantly yelling at her family. And while I do agree that Chi-Chi yells the most in this series, which is kinda wild since yelling is a big part of Dragon Ball Z, literally every transformation requires some kind of yelling or screaming for a good couple of minutes, I think that Chi-Chi has every right to scream, yell, and crash out as much as she does. So let's get into it. So Chi-Chi and Goku get together during the events of the original Dragon Ball series. And we all know Goku is pretty dumb. He was dropped on his head as a baby and also didn't get a chance to go to school. So he has some pretty barbaric ways of interacting with people. And in one of their first scenes together, they are flying on the Nimbus cloud and Goku kicks Chi-Chi in her crotch just to figure out if she's a girl.
Oh, so you are a girl. I really wasn't sure at first. Oh, you jerk!
And even though this was pretty weird and caused one of her first very valid crash outs, they are kids at this point, and also Goku is dumb. So she kinda lets it slide and they eventually end up getting married. And this is where Chi-Chi is put into a world of crazy shit. Cause as we know, Goku is a Saiyan. But for a good chunk of the relationship, Chi-Chi has no idea about this. And this really wouldn't be a problem if the Saiyan race didn't love fighting so much. And I think that's where Chi-Chi's most valid reason for her crash outs come into play. But we'll talk about that later. Cause once they have their first son, Chi-Chi is hoping that they will be able to spend time together and be a happy family. But that is not the case. Even when Gohan was born, Goku wasn't even worried about naming him. He was more focused on eating.
Can we eat first? I'm starving.
You're hungry, huh? How can you think of food when your son's lying there without a name?
So 4 years after the son Gohan is born, he gets kidnapped and her husband dies. And this was the last day Chi-Chi had that was stress-free.
Yep, he's dead.
From here on out, she is put through mental torture. So after this, Goku is dead for a year, and Gohan is away training with Piccolo. So Chi-Chi is without a husband and her 4-year-old son for an entire year. And then right after this, the next time Chi-Chi sees both Goku and Gohan is when they are damn near dead after fighting Vegeta. And she was devastated. And this is also the start of Chi-Chi's major crash outs. So after seeing her son and husband in this condition after not seeing them for an entire year, her son wants to go to another planet to be put in more danger. And she absolutely loses it.
I'm putting my foot down, Gohan. I won't let you leave me again. You just came home after you've been gone for a whole year, Gohan. You're a child. Act like one.
And I think this crash out was so valid. She hasn't gotten any time with her 4-year-old son in a year.
Yo, at work. Yeah, at work. I'm already started saying that. Yo, anytime a little nigga start like fucking with me or just start doing dumb shit, I'm like, yo, you're a child. Act like one. Fuck, bro.
Here, she's been in an empty house wondering if her husband and son are even alive. And then once Gohan goes to Namek, Goku goes there as well as soon as he's healed up. So now Chi-Chi is put through another year of not having her kid or her husband with her.
Many unbearable moments later.
So after everything that happened on Namek, everyone is wished back. And just as Chi-Chi thought she was gonna finally be able to get some quality time with Goku and Gohan, they immediately start training again. And at this point, they are using Chi-Chi as a buffet and a laundry service.
Hey, Chi-Chi, could you give these clothes a wash? Easy on the starch, okay? We worked up quite a sweat today.
And as you can guess, she crashes out.
Hold it right there! Now, let me get this straight. You expect me to get dinner ready and wash your clothes while you and Gohan relax in a nice hot bath? Do you even care what kind of day I had?
Then Goku gets a heart virus and is on his deathbed for 10 days before recovering. And immediately after recovering, he goes and takes Gohan to train again. And if y'all don't know, the room that they're training in is called the hyperbolic time chamber. And the way this room works is 1 year inside there is equivalent to 1 day outside. So basically, Chi-Chi has missed an entire year of Gohan's life in just 1 day. Then they come back and pull up on Chi-Chi like everything is normal.
Calm down. Calm down.
And she is completely confused. Gohan looks older, he cut his hair, and his hair is yellow now.
Who the fuck is this nigga, bro?
She actually starts crying because she thinks Gohan has changed. And once again, this is another valid crash out to me. And everyone around her is acting like this is completely normal. She's missed a lot of milestones most mothers would want to be a part of. Cause I need y'all niggas to understand that Chi-Chi doesn't really know what's going on with all this stuff. She just knows her son keeps leaving, her husband keeps dying, and everyone around her is acting completely normal. And even when they do go home after this, Chi-Chi is still crashing out. We get to see what it's like for Chi-Chi to have to live with 2 Super Saiyans. And not gonna lie, it's terrible. Because I think we see them battle so much that we forget how strong they actually are. So they have to work on controlling their powers to do regular tasks.
Man, again? You gotta control it, like this. Watch me, see?
And they are breaking everything in the house.
I've had it with this Super Saiyan stuff. You've broken both sets of dishes and 3 tables. I swear, is it too much to ask to have a normal dinner where we don't smash glasses and bend silverware and break all the furniture?
And then after this, without her knowledge, Goku brings Gohan to the Cell games, and Chi-Chi had to find this out by watching it on live TV.
My precious little baby! Get out of there, please! You've got to get out of there!
Then after that, Goku died and stayed dead for 7 years. So Chi-Chi at this point is a single mother. And before Goku died, he got Chi-Chi pregnant. So Chi-Chi is now having to raise Gohan and their new son Goten by herself. And Goku does get to come back after those 7 years for a brief time. But that nigga doesn't even come back specifically for Chi-Chi or his sons. He comes back to fight in a martial arts tournament. But he did see his family for a brief time. But then he had to leave again. So now Chi-Chi is back to being a single mother. And to make it worse for her, both of her kids have to fight Majin Buu. And she actually crashes out on Majin Buu when she sees him.
You savage! Do you even care that you killed my oldest son? You look at me when I'm talking to you!
Pause the camera right there. Rewind the video. This nigga is crazy.
She did sadly get turned into an egg after this, but I think once again this was a very valid crash out. Cause up until this point, she's never seen any of the people that harmed her family up close. So I think she did what any mother would do after years of her family getting hurt and killed. Majin Buu lucky that wasn't my mom for real. She would have had his ass on the floor crying. And that's kind of the last crash out she has in Dragon Ball Z. And even in Dragon Ball Super, she crashes out quite a bit, but it's usually always over the same things.
Just a little training. That's all I need, a little itsy bit.
Do you think I was born yesterday? That's what you always tell me, but I'm not falling for it.
It's actually a lot worse for her in Super, because Goku is gone a lot. And he's not just down the street. Sometimes Goku is in a whole different dimension or universe. So that's why I think Chi-Chi is a justified crash out. She had to raise Goku, Goten, and Gohan. Her husband was always dying. Her sons were always getting beat up. She had to be a single mom for like 10 years total. No one kept her in the loop about what was going on. She constantly got her house broken. And I didn't show y'all this, but Goku would just slap her through the house because he didn't know how strong he was. And she had to handle everything around the house, feed them constantly, and Goku himself can eat a lot. I'm talking like 20 plates of food. And she single-handedly put Goten and Gohan through school. So if she needs to yell at them all the time, I'm okay with it. I think she's a pretty good mom and a great wife. Alright, time for today's final crash out.
You were creating 24 motions per second.
Monkey?
Damn.
Yeah, facts,
You really about to rock my shit.
So if you've read or seen Jujutsu Kaisen, you already know who this character is. But for those of you who don't, this is Maki Zenin. And she had one of the craziest crash outs in anime. But before we get into that, let me give y'all some context on who she is. So Maki comes from a family called the Zenin clan. And this misogynistic ass clan treated her and her twin sister Mai terribly. And the main two reasons were because they were women and Maki didn't have any real powers. And the reason she didn't have much power is because their power was split between the two of them since they were born as twins. And when they are kids, they were bullied by their entire family. And they were basically forced to be servants.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Even Maki's own mother said that they regretted them even being born. But eventually Maki got tired of the bullshit and left the clan to go to school. But she did end up coming back, which leads us to...
Y'all didn't watch this.
So the reason she showed up was to collect these things called curse tools. These are really powerful weapons that can be used in fights. So when she gets to the place where the cursed tools are, she sees that all the tools are gone. And then she sees her own sister laying in a pool of her own blood. And turns out her own hating ass dad knew she was coming and removed all the tools and then packed up her sister. And the craziest thing is that her clan was also scheming on her ass too. They were plotting to kill Maki and her sister. And her dad is really a hating ass nigga, cause up until this point, he's been blaming all his shortcomings and failures on Maki. So Maki tries to fight her dad, but she gets packed up really quick.
Hell no! Trash ass.
And after that, he drags both of them to a literal torture chamber to be devoured by cursed spirits. But just as it seemed that they were gonna die, they both enter a dream. And her sister ends up giving her life in order to let Maki become fully powered. So now it's time for Maki to get her get back. So her hating ass dad turns around, he starts loading up his technique.
Blazing courage.
Fuck all that. Yes, nigga, get back. You that nigga. Like the fucking top ball.
Yeah, Maki cut his entire head in half. And I know this felt good too. This is how I feel whenever I let my friends die on Fortnite so I could drink their potions and take their gold weapons. So Maki looks at her new sword, remembering her sister's last moments, and after that, the alarm went off, the Zenin clan loaded up to battle with Maki, and we finally get to see the long-awaited So off the rip, Maki starts speed blitzing these niggas. And I have no idea why these guys are still standing here. As soon as I see her do this, I'm shitting my pants and running the other way. And she ends up taking out every single one of them. But she doesn't stop crashing out here. Now she takes on the strongest members of the Zenin clan. First up was Nobuaki, and she rips this man's throat out. Second up was Chojuro, and she got his throat ripped out too. Third up was Jinichi, and I don't know what she did to this nigga, but she ends up with his head in her hands. And now it's time for her to take on the final boss of misogyny.
She bodied the entire clan like Akasa.
Have you no
he
heart
found out
left
about
inside
them
of you,
poison in the
Maki?
well.
And at first, it looked like he was kind of cooking her, but she was really studying his movements and waiting for her moment to strike. And just when she was about to get hit, she countered it.
You were creating 24 motions per second.
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
And then she found her mom and packed her up too. And as crazy as this crash out was, I think it was 100% valid. I'm going to put her in the understandable crash out, because she did kill some people during this that weren't actually responsible for her trauma. So I can't condone everything she did, but she was born into a clan that hated her. Her own family members bullied her. She was forced to be a servant to a clan who never respected her. Her dad blamed her for everything that happened. Her clan plotted on killing her and her sister. Her dad took away all the cursed tools. Her dad killed her sister. Her dad tried to get her killed. Her dad threw her and her sister in a room to be eaten. Her dad found out she wasn't dead and then tried to kill her again. And then her entire clan tried to kill her. I think that is more than enough for anyone to crash out. But that's it for part 3 of the Valid Crash Out series. Shout out to my girl for hopping on this video, and shout out to y'all who have continued to support this series. And as always, comment a character that you think had a valid crash out. But I'm tired of talking to y'all niggas. Cue my outro music.
Let's do it again.
Hold on, chat. Hold on. 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and end shit here, man. Hey, as always, much love. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip. Peace.